everybody, how's it going? This is Ryan with Rigs of Death Metal. Today we're going to be checking out Omnyss, a expansion for Bias FX 2 from Positive Grid. Let's hear it. Okay, let's try to do a little walkthrough here. So I did a pretty simple mix here. If I were doing like a proper recording, I would do, multiple, probably like 12 tracks or something like that for the drums usually. I just did a single one, just for Easy Drummer, which, I mean, it sounds fine. It's certainly good enough for what we're doing here. And I use all Ugertone MIDI stuff here. I use some from the the Dave McGraw Death Metal pack from Toontrack, but for the most part it's Ugertone. Let me see here. Just kind of going through signal chain here. The first and foremost, the rhythm guitars are all the Omnyss, specifically the Viscerous amp and the proprietary cabinet that it comes with. And I did two mics, a 421 and a 121. Just kind of see what they look like there. And pretty usual drive settings, noise gate, the amp itself, which it has this really cool feature over here, like kind of like a built-in synth engine, which I used the mix knob about 50% on the lead parts, which you'll hear that. Yeah, pretty straightforward on the rhythm guitars. Let me see. And I didn't do any other post-processing on the rhythm guitars. On the lead, you'll see here, I did this kind of stock setting for the 11 band EQ. It just says 11 band Marshall, and it's just, I guess, sort of to just differentiate it a little bit from the rhythm guitars, because I used almost the exact same settings. Sorry. I use this reverb, which it's a pretty kind of a spacey sort of reverb. I tried to use the more modest settings. It has some really cool like shimmer effects and just lots of spacey kind of tones. And then again, the synth engine, I had it about 50%. Let you hear what that sounds like real quick. And that's 50%. There's 100. Yeah, you get the idea. And I actually used the Omnyss, the same amp, for the bass. Didn't change the settings too much, and I did use a stock Bias FX 2 bass cabinet. I guess this is supposed to be like an Ampeg 8x10, and used a C414 microphone on it. And again, noise gate just to kill feedback and all that. And I also had a dry DI signal with a low pass and some compression, and that's really all I did. I'll let you hear that real fast. That's just the DI, just to kind of give it almost like a sub type frequency. That's just the distorted bass, and that's together. Which just really helps glue the mix together. Okay, guys, that was the Omnyss expansion. Personally, I thought it sounded awesome. Bias Effects was the first thing I was using when I was making my initial venture into recording. I've always enjoyed the Positive Grid stuff. Actually, I think Jam Up Pro was the first thing, but it's gotten so much more sophisticated. It sounds amazing. I think this was initially, I don't know, probably had more modern kind of metal and metalcore in mind, but I don't know. It just really reminded me of like Old Man's Child for some reason, or I don't know. Just feeling particularly black metal and maybe a little Black and Death, something like that. But yeah, so just comment down below. Let me know what you think. Shout out to Chris Lemasters from Positive Grid / the band Teeth. He's their artist rep, and he hooked me up with Omnyss. I was actually supposed to demo this whenever the product first dropped, but the computer I had at the time just didn't really allow that. So here we are now. Big fan of this. It's just been super convenient just to plug right in and go. And as you saw there, worked for guitar, worked for bass. Couldn't be happier. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks for checking us out. See ya.